Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NuWhoZone. We're here for NuWhoZone, Season 9, Peter Capaldi, Sleep No More, Episode 9. So we're getting close to the end of Peter's run. His ninth series, I should say. And I'm about to destroy my floor that I cleaned because, Cheryl asked me to pour her a beer while I was streaming, and I'm after messing it up now. Anyway, so we're here for Sleep No More. So I'm not doing this alone, of course. A lot of people have actually said to me that this is actually, when I was reading up about it, because obviously I hadn't watched it in a while, and this story didn't go down too well with a lot of people at the time. There's a lot of criticism actually for this story. I don't remember it myself, so that's usually a bad sign, though, if you can't remember an episode. So we'll see anyway. So there's your beer, love. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, yes, I'll clean that. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Well, let's bring on our guests because I never do these things alone, of course. And just put that up there for a second. Yeah, that's great. Well, let's bring on our guests. We got royalty on the channel. It's the one and only Queen Charlie.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Next, we've got PD Rich.
Hey,
Fantastic. JWC Review says it's actually a good story. Okay, well, we'll give it a go anyway. I don't remember it. See, I don't watch until we actually watch live because
I
want to kind of ruin that surprise. So I watch while we're live. So yeah, right. Well, let's get into it anyway. So what we'll do is, just in case me laptop is playing up tonight, and I've been playing up the last couple of nights. So without further ado, if JWC Reviews is actually watching the story with us, press 1 in the chat. We got 11 people watching at the moment. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, the usual places. And soon enough, it'll be available to monetize me streams on Twitter. So that'll be a good thing. I think that's a good thing. It's a smart way of Elon making the platform a little bit better, and it guarantees people to stay on the platform because a lot of people would like to stream on Twitter. And
it'll be done on Rumble and Twitter soon. I swear it.
So it'll be good. It'll do good, and we'll have YouTube as well. So it'll be interesting to see which direction Twitter goes in relation to YouTube, because YouTube censors nearly everything nowadays. But JWC Review said he watched it earlier. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Without further ado, we will get Queen Charlotte to do what she always does, and that is to do the countdown. So Queen Charlotte.
Yep, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, we're watching. Okay, tell us not to watch. I'm off. I'll see you later.
See ya. Bye.
So really weird opening this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You got Reese Smith from Legal Gentlemen here.
Yep, very well known actor.
Yeah. I think everyone from League of Gentlemen has been in Doctor Who now.
Probably at this rate.
Yeah.
Because that was Gatiss' thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
so you've
it.
got the Gatiss link, you've got the other fella who's like his partner. They do is it Inside Numbers 1?
Yeah.
Whatever it's called, he's been in Who.
Oh yeah, the tubby bloke. I can't remember his
Yeah.
name. Yeah, he's very popular. Yeah, Steve Pembleton you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been in lots of stuff. What a Doctor Who? I just can't remember what episode.
I'm sure he was a guest. Like he always plays guest roles, doesn't he? In most things he appears.
Right, he was in Silence in the Library.
Oh yes, he was one of the head, wasn't he, of the group that River was in.
Yeah, Pembleton was in Silence in the Library. Mark Gatiss has been in it, of course, we know.
Yeah.
That's Jerry Dyson.
And now you're starting to sort of see don't say the trick of this episode, which is the found footage aspect. Because everything is filmed from different perspectives, which makes this an interesting one to watch.
Yeah. It's Jeremy Dyson is the only one who hasn't been in Doctor Who from the League of Gentlemen. So 3 out of 4 have been in Doctor Who. Reminds me of Space Above and Beyond. The tanks.
Yeah, it definitely has that sort of 90s almost space vibe, doesn't it?
It really does, doesn't it?
Like Alien is the obvious one, or Aliens more.
Yeah. Love that. Space restaurant. Oh, I love this bit.
I love how this is how we meet the Doctor and Clara.
Yeah.
I think it's a really fun way to meet them.
Discussing it was called a space restaurant.
And it's what I find interesting about this. This is a proper like outsider's view of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Because all the other episodes, they're not from his viewpoint, but
it's
really near enough, isn't it? Whereas here, everything's from the perspective of the soldiers.
Yeah.
So you do sort of see his weirdness and just eccentricness really show because it's from that other viewpoint.
Yeah.
And also Clara's her usual annoying self because it's from another viewpoint.
Yeah. I do love the bit about the Japanese restaurant in space. Like,
I feel like I know that younger actor as well. The younger sort of one who doesn't like the sleeping thing. I feel like I know him. Hello, Chris. Thank you for popping in.
Hey, Chris. This is the only episode not to have title credits, isn't it?
Yeah,
No,
title credits
they
yet.
do. They
There's no
do.
title
It's just
credits at
very
all.
late.
I'll tell you
there
now,
is.
Chris. Bear with me.
PD, it's just a
Timestamp
really.
I can give you is 7 minutes exactly.
I was gonna say, I'm sure we've had the credits, but they're just really late. It's like a really long opening.
Yeah.
Because you could tell they were really experimenting with this episode. Like, this was
Yeah.
the let's do something weird one.
It's definitely a Gators episode, you can tell.
Oh yeah. Did you write this one? Because I feel like there's a lot of writers that were almost aping, like not aping his style, but being very similar to Gators at this point on the show. Because Moffat obviously liked Gators, so
yeah.
I felt like
He wanted Gators to take over, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if a lot of writers came in who were trying to be Gators at this point, or you just hired people who had similar styles.
Yeah. Gators turned around and said, I don't want to be part of this poison chalice.
Well, he was right, really, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we just walked into the University Science Lab.
We've probably seen this exact same lab about 100 times at this point.
They use it next season. It's probably the same lab they use next season. It's probably the one they used in the last one as well, in a Dalek ship.
Yeah, they're just, that's what I find it funny. I've got a feeling with Russell when we see his new stuff. Obviously, it's going to look nicer and it's going to have all this money.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to have the odd location we're all going to go, oh, we know that one.
So yeah, the same one of the retired slag works he kept using or something.
He's in Cardiff, so he's going to use some locations.
Yeah.
That he knows.
It's that same underpass again from Series 3.
You might just dress it up a bit nicer this time.
Yeah. He'll just build it in the studio because he doesn't want to go out anymore.
Yeah.
It's the same parade of shops.
No problem, Chris. No problem.
Timestamp. 9 minutes, 45 seconds.
So whoever did the lighting on this set did a very good job.
Yeah.
It just feels claustrophobic, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well lit.
Hi, TARDIS time.
Hey, TARDIS time.
Hello. Oh, for God's sake, Mr.
Oh, this song
Sandman!
got
I love this
annoying.
song.
Yeah.
I love this stuff. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream.
It's a nice little retro, isn't it, to go with all the futuristic stuff. You can tell
Yeah.
they're wanting the contrast.
I love the way the sets look a bit 1980s in this one.
And also, I like how, and I think Moffat and Davies both did this. It's like when they did future stuff, it wasn't just with English sort of focus. Like this is
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember now. Is it Indian and Japan?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. In the
Japan.
future, they become like one.
Indo-Japan,
almost.
yeah. That's it.
I love that. That it's like not a massive detail, but it's enough that it's just a bit different.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun little what if situation in the future that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well done. Especially the turn left when I went to New China or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, like
New Chinatown, yeah.
Doing like these cultures we recognise, but in the future, and what would they look like?
Yeah, that's what I do like about New Who when Davis used to do that. Moffat does it.
Yeah, because like also like their greeting or praise God or whatever they say. I can't think of the exact wording. Like that makes you think, God, they still got the old tradition. They've still got those old signifiers.
Yeah.
And also, it makes sense because if you know about Japanese and Indian culture, they are workaholics. That's how they see life. Like it's a completely like in England and Britain and all that. We work, but it's not seen as like you have to devote every hour to it. Whereas in Japan, that's the norm.
I know it's an honor based at work.
Yeah, it's all honor based.
You don't leave work until your boss leaves, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think in India it's just more of just they purely have just got that more. No, you do as many hours as possible to provide mentality. So it's not so much of an honor thing. So it makes sense. That's what I mean. They picked two countries that actually feasibly in the culture they would make this tech.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't have to sleep.
Yeah, that's intelligently done.
They've not just gone, oh, I want to have these two countries. They've actually thought about it. Yeah, PD.
Yeah.
Got to say that I don't think the design's good for the creatures here. I think there's a reason you hardly see it. I think they could have done like almost like a waxwork thing. I think would have been fun, like that sort of texture and design, but they just look like globs.
I know it's like dust monsters, yeah.
Well, like I said, do you think on STEM? I know what they are, but you could have, like I said, done almost like a melting wax figure thing. That might have been a bit more inventive.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense, TARDIS. Like I said, I'm not what they are makes complete sense. I just think they could have been a tiny bit more inventive with the design.
Yeah. Reese pretty much did it for the glasses, apparently. He just wanted the glasses. Yeah. Apparently behind the scenes on what was it, Doctor Who, whatever it's called. Doctor Who Extra.
Oh, yeah, it was confidential back then, wasn't it?
I think it was Extra by now.
Yeah, because I know it did rebrand and then die under Moffat.
Yeah.
And I like how the Doctor, for a good chunk of this story, he doesn't have a clue what's going on. And then he clicks.
Yeah.
think now and again you need stories like this when the Doctor's really on the back foot.
Yeah.
And sort of just wanders into the situation, because that's what he does in this story.
Yeah.
It's almost like, it reminds me a tiny bit of Classic Who, this.
Yeah.
With the format a little bit of him just
Yeah.
going to a random station and happening to come across the monsters and what's going on.
Yeah. Sounds good on this one. It's almost 3D. Good sound mix, I'll give it that.
This is what I so love it when Doctor Who does this. That you can tell, like I said, they were not going to do the normal format here.
Yeah.
They were really going to do something in a different genre. And I just think the show's got so much scope to do that.
Yeah.
Right, it probably never will happen, but I still would love an episode where it's like black and white, or it's noir, or it's just very much meant to be a different style told.
Yeah.
A Doctor Who story we know, but told through a different
I'm also
style
saying
and lens.
it's very League of Gentlemen-esque. It's very much the League of Gentlemen writing this episode. Has that dark edge to it.
It almost doesn't feel like a Doctor Who story, does it?
Yeah.
Bits. And done rightly, I think that works. And I think this one does it right.
Yeah.
That's why it'll probably not happen, but I just want the show in the future to really do this thing of, we'll still have the episodes we know and the format we know, but have some that are, this week's is going to be like half animated, or like I said, black and white, or
You have to do the song.
Oh, the computer's just been so like nasty now.
This is clearly, someone brings up about the monsters. This is clearly a homage to the Sandman, which later on then Moffat ended up actually doing, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
What, the Neil Gaiman?
Yeah, Neil Gaiman. Sorry, Neil Gaiman did it, not Moffat. Sorry, you're right. But I mean, this was a homage because, Moffat was at, as I said, he was at his homage stage, full flow. There's loads of little references.
Well, yeah,
but this is not as bad as I remember. I think the reason why this might get a bad rep is because there's not much going on, but there is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't
like it's not full blown action, so I think that's why people are kind of. But it's a very good story. It's well written, and there's a darker undercurrent here.
I honestly think as well, watching this, because I was like you, I'd forgotten this episode basically. I think what might have put people off at the time is, like I said, it's very clearly different camera angles.
Yeah.
Half the story's told through the security cameras. Like I said, the Doctor's not the main viewpoint like we're used to. There's so many things which are off what we usually see.
Yeah. It's very inside number 9.
Yeah, I think people at the time probably were just like, what on earth is this episode?
Yeah, this is actually This is actually a very good episode. It's a good story, man. This
Yeah.
was, see, again, at the time, a lot, it does seem to be the case with Moffat's era. At the time it was aired, it didn't seem to be, you're either divided with it. It was either bad or it was very good.
Yeah.
But I've even found the ones that we've considered bad, after we rewatched them, I think we've been kind of unfair with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I think this might be one of those that's in that category, because I'm not messing. I actually, when I was reading up about this, because that's what I do every the night before, I always read up about these episodes and stuff. This was not received well. There's literally videos of people slating this to bits
in the science lab.
And I think JWC.
I think the people that slated this didn't get it. I don't think they actually got what was going on. I'm not trying to be funny.
I didn't get it at the time, no. I didn't get it. It was kind of written after Inside Number 9, so I didn't know that kind of Inside Number 9 angle from Reese and from Mark Gatiss. Now I know. I kind of get it a bit more. I think people just didn't get it at the time.
Yeah, and JWC says at the time there was a lot of found footage stuff, whether it's movies or that was the craze, and this episode is.
That's a good point as well.
It was meant to be Doctor Who's take on found footage. That's what I mean
agree.
by how
the found footage
are used. It's very clearly aping and doing its own version of that.
Yeah. It is a very League of Gentlemen episode, this one.
Yeah. I agree with JWC reviews there, because I'm actually a fan of the found footage genre, even though a lot of people are kind of annoyed with it now, because, like, you know, it's kind of, it was a unique thing at the time, but like everybody seems to want to do it now, sort of thing. But
I don't think nowadays. I think back when this was broadcast, it was the height of people doing it.
Yeah.
Because I can remember, and was it a couple of years ago for Resident Evil, they used found footage and people actually liked that in the marketing.
Yeah.
They did a whole trailer which was basically found footage, and it worked because we'd had that break, because we hadn't seen it in years and years and years, that type of storytelling.
Yeah.
I have to say, I do like Paranormal Experience, the Paranormal Activity movies. I think I don't like the second one, but the rest of them are pretty good. They were found footage. There's the McFarlane alien abduction found footage, which has actually been, they've HD'd it up now. It looks a lot better, because that movie, that was a found footage movie done in the early 2000s. Like, it's a pretty old one. Like, we're going back years. But there are some good ones out there, but I do agree with you. They kind of oversaturated the market. But Cloverfield, for me, was a product of that.
Yeah.
You know, it is a good movie, but Cloverfield would never have happened if the other found footage movies that I've mentioned didn't happen first. Like, there's a lot of early 2000 found footage movies that not many people know about. They're absolutely brilliant. Like, there's even they remade one a few years back, Area 51. There's an old version of that movie which is even fucking scarier. Like,
I think though it works in this story because it's not used for scare tactics.
No,
it's used as a way to tell the story. It's the format versus, God, I'm just going to do this thing so I can do lots of jump scares at you. There's no real jump scares in this episode.
Yeah.
And that's what found footage became known for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blair Witch was the one that kind of caught the media's and the public's attention, because the filmmakers were very clever, that they got the actors and actresses to put their own obituaries in the magazines. And also, when they were promoting it, they obviously released a little clip of your woman crying, obviously, in the tent. That caught everybody's imagination. So it was clever. It was clever way of advertising the movie, and it worked. But you are right. Even though there was found footage movies before that, that's probably the one that caught everybody's imagination. And I like the first Blair Witch. I'm not going to lie. I even was so impressed with it. I went to see Book of Shadows, the second one, which is an absolute mess of a movie. But then they did another Blair Witch movie where they were using drones, where they try and explain what happened in the first one, and it doesn't get the credit it deserves. I think it was actually a brilliant movie because it ties in with the first one, bleeding lovely, but it doesn't get the same attention because, as you said, since that it's been done all before, so it kind of it's like, oh, another one, you know.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the Saw movies, they started a whole genre as well.
I think this is a bit I didn't like. Seeing through the sleep in people's eyes, I thought that was a bit far-fetched.
Yeah, I think like there's bits of this that make sense, even though it's farcical, and there's bits of this story.
It's a bit science fantasy, yeah.
But then Noel said, I do think they were sort of trying to hint that this is sci-fi with some fairy tale fantasy, with the fact that it's Morpheus.
Yeah.
Like, people who know Morpheus from the comic and all the stuff associated with it, that is very heavy fantasy. So I think they were trying to mix it, but I know what you mean. It is a bit...
Yeah, off-putting in sci-fi, yeah.
I think what they do as the sort of the next twist that's right at the end works better.
Yeah.
Because it makes you go back and when we get to it, I'll talk about it. I go, oh yes, God, that kept happening and I didn't even click until the reveal at the end. And I'm like, that's a clever sort of, it's in there and you don't notice it.
Yeah.
But it does. I like this moment for the Doctor aspect because it shows how clever he is.
Yeah.
That he's gone, look, you've not got cameras, but look at all these feeds. They're coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think you, like, as an audience, you just think, oh, they're soldiers. They're gonna have cams. That's what we're used to. That's what I mean. This story is playing with tropes, and it knows the tropes. It's been a little bit meta at times. Yeah. That it's like it knows the audience, it's winking at it. It's been very sort of clear.
Yeah.
Oh my God! One of those fucking climate change protesters is at the spraying a snooker table at the World Championships.
Oh God!
That'll go damn well.
What the hell? I'm watching the snooker at the moment. I don't mean now because obviously I'm on with Jules, but I've been watching the snooker like
my parents have.
When I knew I was going to miss something.
Yeah.
Is your parents snooker fans? Yeah.
Yeah, they've been watching it, so they'll probably see that as well. Oh, my parents watch snooker. Especially Ronnie's playing. They always watch it.
Yeah, your man that facing Ronnie next is being thrown shade at him, so that's going to be explosive.
Always do. It's fun.
Yeah, it's actually happened. Someone sprayed. You leave it out, man. Force the horse. Look, I kind of get the horse racing.
Yeah, I do. There's more of a reason.
I don't agree with it, but if people enjoy it, who am I to tell them? But I think there should be more, at least regulations to make sure that these animals, these horses, are protected a lot more, because what we're seeing is disgusting.
And the whipping. That's why I can't watch the races.
But I mean, the protesters there as well. I mean, they're getting everywhere. Will you leave it out? What next? I'd love one of them. I know one of them years ago, a priest protested at the Grand Prix. I'd love them to try protest at a Grand Prix.
Well, let's just say, what's the next big event in this country? Eurovision. Good luck trying to do it then.
Yeah, and you also have the coronation.
Yep, that's coming up.
Yeah, but that'd be harder. Eurovision would be easier out of those two things. But then you're going to have to face a lot of Scousers, so maybe not. See, I think he plays a good villain, this guy. That's what I mean, JWC's. Morpheus is a very clear, here's your fantasy. But also it's a really nice sounding name for sci-fi.
Yeah.
See, I like this idea that we've got this unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it's like he does the whole video to be like, I'm your framing device for the story. And then you start to think, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Charlie, you'll be delighted. The first clip for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I've not watched it on purpose.
The first clip is being released. Holy shit, man.
I saw it pop up on YouTube because it's out in a couple of days.
Actually, I might actually watch this. This looks pretty impressive. Go on.
They look good, the actors. That's
yeah, they
the
do.
original
Looks...
blue and black. I forgot the name.
It still has the old Mighty Morphin thing going on, which is what you need.
Oh yeah, it looks so much fun. Noel, I think you should watch it, even if you just for a bit of a laugh.
Well, I watched the movies with my brother, so I'll probably give it a go. You know what I mean?
I can tell you if it's any good, and then maybe if you want to do it that way, because I'm watching it because it's Power Rangers. And that's what I think Hollywood's starting to lean now to silly again and fun and stuff like that. Like Renfield's apparently very funny and good. And that looked funny from the trailer, so I'm happy if that's getting good reviews. I mean, come on, you've got Nicolas Cage being Dracula. How's that not perfect casting?
Yeah.
Can't believe that. That's just that happened. I just don't know why they're protesting snooker though.
It's because it's the Crucible. It's a big televised event. That's why. It's nothing to do with the snooker itself.
You want to be asking where the bleeding security was, man. That's shabby if anybody could just walk in, do that. I mean, it won't be made a big deal out of, right? Someone's literally able to go in, stand on the table, and it turns out to be orange powder, by the way, of some sort. Your man Walker that does the announcement, he's actually got a Hoover. They've showed a picture. The table right now. But the snooker organisation want to be ashamed of themselves.
Well, there was somebody, was it not a couple of years ago, who went in and did something. Sure, that was snooker.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. We don't make billiard balls from ivory anymore. Haven't done that in years.
And then there was another one someone else tried to do it on the other table.
Oh, so two nutters went in. That's good.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Well, if you're going to let activists do whatever they want, this is going to happen.
Absolutely disgusting, man.
We all said this.
They have lost the plot.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Yeah. Question you've got to ask yourself is, how are they getting into these venues in the first place?
Yeah.
Surely if they're being sold a ticket and they have it just for the oil T-shirt on them, right, in plain view, why are the organisers letting them in?
It'll be because there's not enough vetting. Like if they're just buying a ticket and they don't say they're going to do this stuff, then what's
but they got the T-shirts on them. So what are they doing? Coming in disguise,
probably,
then taking everything off in the crowd and then walking down and doing this. I mean, that's disgraceful.
No, what's more likely, they've probably gone in.
So one person was distracting the other people with the orange powder, while a woman was trying to climb on another table and obviously do whatever she was going to do.
So no, I wouldn't be surprised if they went in normal clothes and just went to a toilet and then took the normal top off and then they had that underneath. It's easily done.
That is disgraceful.
That'd be my guess. I don't know how they've done
I
it.
love
that'd be my
snooker. It's
guess.
the only sport where I think there is no boundaries, there is no barriers, and there's none of this nonsense goes on, and then it gets wrapped up in all this climate change nonsense.
Yeah. As I
And
said,
what
they
these
let me.
morons don't know
Yeah.
is they actually need the oil to power all
Yeah.
these things that they want to propose to the rest of us to combat climate change. They're
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
morons. It's lucky they didn't do anything to the trophy.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be out, would it? Yet it's not finals. That's only comes out for finals, I thought.
Yeah, they'll beef up security now after that, though.
Oh,
That's
God,
embarrassing
yeah.
for World Snooker right there. The biggest event in its calendar, and it's being breached. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And the other thing is they want money. Snooker does not care about anything but money, the people who run it. So they'll be wanting to be keeping.
My God, I've never seen a snooker table being damaged like that. I'm a huge snooker fan. I've watched it since I was a kid. Jimmy White is my idol. Like I love Jimmy White. I follow him on Twitter now, even now. Like and I follow most of the snooker players as well. Love snooker. Grew up with snooker all my life. There's never the only drama that I've seen on the snooker table is watching Jimmy White and Stephen Hendry games. Absolutely bleeding brilliant. There'd always be drama. Miss pots, you name it.
These people are ridiculous.
Look, I'm all for protest. If they want to protest, yeah, protest. But you see, they've decided that they're going to protest where they're going to cause the maximum disruption. And I don't like that. I don't like that. They've even targeted pieces of art. It needs to stop now. No, it needs to stop. These lunatics need to stop. I tell you what, you're so fond of super glue and use our hands to roads. I tell you what, we'll stick yous all over the Tower of London, yeah, and super glue yous all by the hair onto the Tower of London. Yeah, you want to make a point, we'll make a point, yeah. This is how we treat climate change nutballs. Yeah, super glue yous our hair to the fucking bridge. Get away. These are a bunch of morons. Climate is going to change no matter what. We're not responsible, so get over it.
Yeah.
Fucking Egypts.
It's just ridiculous. It's slacktivism. They just pick the easiest target and just go for it.
Yeah. Listen, as I said, people need to remember climate change isn't a hoax, right? The hoax is that we're responsible for it.
Yeah.
What happens if they're bald? Well, then we super glue their hands on, right? Because they want to super glue their hands on to everything as well, don't they?
Yeah.
And then if they want to be fed, we'll just feed them tomato soup. Seems to be their favorite.
Yeah.
So someone's disrupted the World Championship snooker. One of these protesters has thrown stuff over the snooker table while another snooker table was being.
All I care about is animal activism at the race horses.
Yes, all the way. We said about the race horses too. I don't think that should be still a thing in today's
get 'em.
day and age. I mean, you've got all that virtual horse racing stuff and all now.
Disgraceful.
You know what I mean? Why not stick?
And they're actually blaming the protesters now for the horses.
I know. I've seen that. I know. Of course, the tops are going to blame the poor people.
Yeah, they always do.
Right? Those people, right, that talk about horses, right? They're so privileged and so far up their own backsides that they can't actually see what the rest of us see. Right? It's animal cruelty. Right? The time for horse racing, in my opinion, is over. Like, leave them alone. Right?
But right now, my focus is 15 minutes till Love is Blind.
Oh, don't give a crap about Love is Blind. She's on this, right? She stayed
I was
up
till 3 a.m.
She stayed up the other night with her sister. Right? Last night with her sister. Her and her sister. There's something crawling in that glass.
No, it's just wheat or yeast. It's fine.
Give that a stir. That looked a bit weird with a worm in it.
Anyway, go on with your shit.
So yeah, So her and her sister been bonding over this stupid reality show called Love Is Blind, like. And then Netflix was supposed to have it on in the middle of the night or something, and you're all waiting up like idiots to watch it, right? And guess what happened? Netflix never showed it. It's on tonight at 8 o'clock.
Oh, God.
So now she's getting her beer ready now. She's going to get in contact with her sister in 15 minutes. Oh, they're already texting. And they're getting ready to watch. So they have their thing going. Isn't that good? See that they might be on different parts of the globe right now, but they got something they watch together. Isn't that good?
Awesome. Oh, I love that. Like, the last thing I watched on Netflix was...
You were wrong about HelloFresh.
I wasn't wrong about HelloFresh. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm still undecided, but I've enjoyed cooking again and doing my meals from scratch. Mm-hmm. It's been actually great getting back into the kitchen. I've thrown up a few photographs. So next week, I'll throw up what I make. So if you've been following me on Twitter, you know, I've been throwing up some photographs of me dinners that I've been making. Sorry, Cheryl's just calling the dog. She gave him a bath today, so he's not happy with her.
Oh, she's sulking.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I have it sitting there because the sun is directing the beam. Well, that's why I said I'd leave it there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We should be right near the end of the episode, folks.
Back to the episode. Sorry, we got kind of sidetracked with the whole climate change nonsense. My fault.
I love this. I actually really like this ending because it's that sort of rushed that the doctor, even he says like something's not right still. He knows he's not completely got this one, but he has to rush. He has to get out there, and you sort of have this feeling of the doctor's not going to be the brave hero saving the day here. And then the shoe drops. And I think it's a really clever drop of the shoe.
The HelloFresh is it gives you the exact amount of servings that you should actually have for your dinner and stuff like that. So all the produce is fresh, but apparently it's cheaper than buying stuff in the supermarkets. And I have to say though, the dishes that I have made have been nice, but not all of them.
Yeah, the doctor doesn't always win, and this is very much a very good story for
that. Yeah, that is deadly, that effect. See, this is what I like about Moffat. You know when you wake up and you have that, it feels like dust in the corner of your eyes?
Yeah.
See,
he takes the everyday, doesn't he? And makes it something different.
Say with creepy. The whole thing with Peter Capaldi, you know, when you're in bed, when you were afraid as a kid, you wouldn't get out of bed because you thought there was someone under your bed.
Yeah.
Like he does all of this stuff. Right, so this is the start now. Face of the Raven is next week, and this is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
This is
Plus, like you said, that effect of just him and the face crumbles. It's a beautiful effect.
Yeah. Anyway, next week we start off the trilogy, which is Face of the Raven. Then we got The Grey Heaven Sent. And then we've got the one that we don't want to miss. But anyway, we're getting to the climax of Peter Capaldi's Series 9. So, without further ado, we'll get the guys on the panel now. And if you guys in the chat want to rate the episode, give us a few thoughts on how you felt about the episode as well. And I'll stick them up on the screen right now. But we'll start with Queen Charlotte.
Yeah, I was one of these people who completely... I don't know if I'd watched this on the first broadcast. Because I know there was a point where I completely stopped watching Moffat's run with Peter, because it was just all the writing and the doctor writing was doing my head in. So I might have watched this, I can't quite remember, but it was pretty fresh, it felt, watching it again.
Yeah.
And I was like you, I was surprised. I thought this was a really good story. I think it knows what it is. It's a very compact story. It's got a small amount of cast, and I think it uses them relatively well. We've had better, I would say, sort of a small crew that you get introduced to, but you know they're going to get killed off sort of characters. But they're not terrible. They service enough, I think. I think the more clever thing is the mystery here, and this is a really good mystery of what's going on, what are the creatures, then you collect what the creatures are. I agree they're a little bit ridiculous, but I think it's a clever enough start of an idea of if you don't sleep, what's going to happen to you? And we know that that would affect your body in a way. It wouldn't be a good effect. This is Doctor Who's answer. So I like you said, it's a common normal day thing that they're tackling, this idea of sleep deprivation, the idea of once again capitalism sort of being the enemy here, with the fact that in a culture where you have that workaholicness, would they create something that you completely wouldn't sleep? And it sort of, that's almost the moral here of the story, of once again trying to overwrite nature. It's what the Doctor talks about. You can't fight nature, you're doing something against it, so it's attacking you. And I really like the experimental. That's what I love about this, actually, the experimental lens. The filming is strange. It's meant to be strange. I like the filming, though, that you have the mixture of shots, you have the mixture of perspectives, whether it's an up high one from the camera, whether it's meant to be what we think at the time with the head cams. So you do see the action from different shots. It's not just the traditional camera lens. I like the fact that the Doctor and Clara sort of wander into this. They're not meant, it's sort of an old-fashioned Doctor Who story in that sense. And I really think it's a clever ending with that. Once you realise the clicking, and the whole way through, you don't realise, yes, the cameras are cutting off. There is that weird sort of interference, but you just put it down to, it's the cameras, this is what happens in found footage. And then when he reveals at the end, that's the thing he's going to use to turn everybody. It's not the sort of traditional thing of, I'm going to release one and the fumes or whatever. They think that, no, it's the camera. It's what you're watching. And then that links back to what he said at the beginning of, don't watch this. So it's that also that idea of the ring a bit. There's lots of things being sort of your influence here. But I think there is bits of it which are a little bit ridiculous. And like I said, the soldiers could have been a bit better characterized. So I'll give this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I do find this one fascinating. I do love when Stephen Moffat does kind of venture into the kind of myths of human nature and these little things like the dust in your eyes when you wake up and it feels like dust. He did the thing with the shadows as well, didn't he? Where that was him with Silence of the Library.
Yes,
he likes to do all of that. And as I said, the is it Listen as well? Is that the one where they're talking about monsters under the bed, then we had the Danny Pink episode. Do you remember that one where they go back to his timeline? The kid doesn't want to step because there might be something under. Like, he always, this is where I liked Moffat. I liked him delving into all of these things because these are uncomfortable topics, really, as well. He does the whole thing with the God complex as well, and this thing with the doll's house, and he just this is Moffat at his best. I think Moffat is better when he kind of does the kind of horror element, the mystery element, this type of storytelling. This is him at his best. I do agree with you. I thought the characters were pretty weak, to be quite honest. Your guy that plays the villain, he's not bad, but does he look like the traditional villain? Maybe that is done deliberately, but
he's a trope.
Yeah, I just didn't really find him convincing, but it's the writing, really. Peter is great in this as well. There's a bit of the Clara arrogance, but you can kind of ignore that now because she kind of gets put in her place now in the next few episodes. So we kind of like that a little bit. Yeah, I mean, look, it's typical Moffat era. You either love or you hate it. And I actually really do like this story. I didn't realize, how good it actually was. But I was like Charlotte. I was kind of in and out the Moffat era, like especially with Peter. This is the way it happened. The episode would drop, and then the next week, then the other episode drops. So what I do is I kind of watch two at a time, sort of thing. And that was me way I kind of did it. Yeah, Moffat, he still has a lot to answer for, but we got Chibnall next, so I don't really think we can harp on about how bad Moffat did. Some of these stories are a lot better than what they were back in the day. Whether that's got to do with the fact that obviously Chibnall's era was so bad, or maybe is because we were all a bit annoyed at Moffat at that stage. We didn't really take notice or pay attention as much. I think with me, that's what it is. I watched the episodes, but I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of going through the motions as a Doctor Who fan.
You just watched it because it was Doctor Who at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give it an 8. I think that's fair. PD.
Yeah, it was good in places, but I just thought it was just a bit too League of Gentlemen for my liking. The writing was just a bit too kind of like that, and it was been found footage as well. And I think, is this really a Doctor Who thing? I mean, it's kind of. I think it was just, some parts were well done, other parts were not. Oh, geez, it's just one of those episodes. It's one of those Moffat episodes. But I will say this about Moffat though, wasn't scared to experiment. I will always say that about him. Compared to like Chibnall afterwards, Moffat was never scared to experiment. That's why I kind of take my hat off to this. I'm going to give it like a 7. I don't think it was great, but I do like what I did like about it was a space station episode, and there was a lot of references to classic Doctor Who. There was a lot of homage in it if you'll know where to look.
Yeah. I think that's I mean, look, it's one of those episodes.
Yeah,
it's one of those stories that is going to divide people. Some find it absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Others, like Daniel in the chat there, found
Hates
it a bore.
Yeah.
Absolutely hates it. So
it's a bit all over the place,
so
but
there you go.
It's got heart. It's trying to be.
Yeah.
It's trying to do something new, but it's trying to be Doctor Who as well. But it's just a bit. It's just a bit too much of a bit too much of a mishmash to me.
Yeah. Well, look, Daniel says it as well. The villain, the villain wasn't really convincing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the bloke playing the villain, but I suppose you can't always have the menacing and stuff like that. So I can kind of understand that. Charlotte makes a good point. He's kind of a trope of a villain, sort of thing. That we've seen a lot throughout the years. But look, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to get the guys to do the usual channel shout outs. Don't forget to check out the little videos that I've thrown up, because obviously there's a special announcement Friday. Well, you already know, people that have been following, but I put a little trailer together. There's also a sneak peek of Picard Series 10. Picard Series 10?
We wish.
Sorry, the finale season, episode 10. If you watch the little announcement all the way through, I leave a little spoiler for you right at the end, because you've watched the whole trailer. So go and watch it. Give it a thumbs up. We'll be here on Friday. Spoilers everywhere for Picard Season 3 finale. We will be discussing the whole series plus the finale, and we'll be giving our opinion on it, and we'll let you know what we actually thought of the best Trek in years. Well, that's what it has been so far. We'll find out if it lives up to expectations this week. So all fans are waiting for that. So come and join me here on Friday with the lads. So we'll do the channel shout outs, and we'll go with Queen Charlotte first.
Yep, so you'll catch me on the Facebook. We should be in the next couple of weeks starting to come back to our live shows on Thursday, and we'll have some special ones planned because we started the rollout. We're going to have Unit at one point. We're going to have talking about Matt Smith, some of the other doctors. I put an idea across that I think we're going to do for one special show. So catch this Facebook, and you'll catch me here for NuWho and Chill Zones and whenever a big news thing drops.
Exactly. PD.
Yeah, you can always find me here or in Rabbi's chat, but you can also find me on the Facebook sometimes as well with Dan. While I'm being argued over by Matt Pot and Problem Being.
The whole series I've been trying to forget the first two of Picard. Well, you can really. I know there are still a little few references because they obviously have to reference the fact that it's not really Picard. But I'm pretty sure by the end of it, we were told that situation was going to be rectified anyway. We won't know until we watch it. But apparently now he's announced, because I've asked a couple of times and he didn't actually answer, and he normally does answer questions. But apparently the runtime is going to be an hour for this.
Wow.
I just feel, though, personally, I would have likened it to be a little bit longer. But, you know, I'm just being greedy because it's been so good. That's why. It's not because I feel like they need to explain a lot of other things. Everything has been almost explained, but the final episode, oh man, go and watch the little teaser I put at the end. There's a nice little shot of the Enterprise. Oh, I shouldn't have really said that, but go and check it out, man. That ship is absolutely gorgeous. Oh man, looks brilliant now. But now that we've got the technology, it looks great. Oh, right, can't wait. I'm off to watch the football. It's Leeds versus Liverpool. And I have a vested interest in this because I hate Leeds United because the United's rivals, but so are Liverpool. And Liverpool right now are down in the dumps, and it's nice to see Liverpool do so badly. So, yeah, that's what I'm off to watch now. I'm off to watch Liverpool cry when they get beaten by Leeds United. I hope. Right, so we'll leave it there. We'll be back. What's it? Well, hopefully, I'm just waiting on word. I don't know what the story is, but we're supposed to have a movie zone tomorrow night doing Alien versus Predator. But I haven't heard back from the person I'm doing it with. So I'll have to let you know tomorrow if it's going to happen or not, because I don't know right now. I still haven't received a response. So I'm supposed to be on tomorrow, but if not, I will see you on Wednesday. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. And thank you to the new people that have subscribed. We're literally only four subs away from 2,200 subscribers. So let's see if we can get there. But YouTube always scrub at the end of the month anyway, and you end up back to square one. So make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. And if you're not, resubscribe. And we will talk to you all very soon. So see you later, guys. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Well, it's nice where I am. You know, it's nice and calm, bit of sun there. So enjoy it, because the warm weather is coming in, and apparently they're all screaming doomsday now, because apparently 20 degrees now is a big deal. Back in the day when we were that was cold, 32 degrees, 40 degrees, we were saying, oh yeah, this is a bit hot. But nowadays it just has to be 20, and they're losing the plot now. Apparently we're heading towards droughts and everything, and the world's gonna end. Get away, he's on nonsense. Right, this being the NuWhoZone, this being NuWhoZone, I've been NuWhoZone, that's been Charlotte, that's been PD Rich. We are out. Bye. Have a good one. Trailer time.